I went in with all humility going, you know what, this is going to be a tough challenge. I'm not going to brag about anything that I'm going to do, because the likelihood is they will push you, they will find your weakness, they will push you to the point where you break. And that's what I was expecting. They find a way to emotionally challenge you by picking somebody to not be part of the group. And that was ridiculously hard. And that I didn't see coming.
Special Forces Season 4 premieres September 25th on Fox, and one of the most buzzed about cast members for Season 4 has been none other than Kody Brown. Even in non-Sister Wives circles, everybody's talking about him. It seems like he did not play well with others, and other moderately famous people pretty much are confirming what Christine wrote about in her book when it comes to Kody. Kody is not a team player. He is all about himself. And during press tours, when asked about possible cast conflicts, Kody just goes, I'm Gen X, man. Lots of Gen Xers have rejected Kody's generalization of their generation, and rightfully so. Kody's personality disorders are not a generational curse. They are very much specific to him. I've already talked about Kody's romantic little press stop with Johnny Manziel, but now we got to discuss this extended sit-down interview he did, as well as this back and forth he seems to be having with Gia Giudice, where he's trying to put the kibosh on any notion that he's a diva. You guys, Kody actually claims he may just be too famous for polygamy these days. I cannot. We have a lot to talk about. Let's get into today's video. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be partnering again with one of my all-time favorites, Raycon. And this time, you guys, I get to talk to you about an amazing new product, the Raycon Open Earbuds. Remember back to school shopping as a kid? New notebooks, new shoes, new routines. I might not be in school anymore, but I still love that feeling of starting fresh. Maybe treating yourself to something new. Raycon's essential open earbuds keep your ears open while still delivering crystal clear sound. They sit comfortably outside your ear canal so you can stay aware of traffic, coworkers, or whatever's going on around you without sacrificing your music or podcast quality. And here's the kicker. Raycon quality rivals that of the big premium audio brands, but at half the price. So there's no more overpaying just to get great sound. I had my husband try these out because he has been a longtime customer of a different bone conducting audio brand, and now he's a convert to Raycon. Some of the things Matt absolutely loves about the Raycon open earbuds are the open ear design. He loves that the breathable fit delivers comfort, safety, and immersive audio while keeping you aware. They are ultra light with a flexible ear hook that will adapt to any ear for all-day comfort and awareness. That all-day comfort is key. My husband keeps these on all day at work. Click the link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/realitysquad open to get 20% off. That's buyraycon.com/realitysquad open. Y'all, I am so freaking excited to watch Special Forces. I'm pumped about Mom Talk taking over shows like The Bachelor and Dancing with the Stars. I am getting back into being a well-rounded reality TV show connoisseur, and it feels good. People with brains like mine, we do better when we are booked and busy. Could I channel that into actual productivity? I'm sure I could, but let's just take what we can get with me. If I'm not rotting in bed doom scrolling TikTok, it's a winning day for me these days. Something that has intrigued me since the announcement of Kody being on Special Forces is the cast has been talking about how they all became so close, and we see them gassing each other up in their comment sections on social media. They're saying things like, don't judge a book by its cover if they're spotted on the show bonding with someone we find controversial. All of this, except for when it comes to Kody Brown. Kody seems to be on an island of misfits by himself. We already knew that this podcaster, Brianna Chicken Fry, didn't find Kody amusing. She did this Ask Me Anything when the season 4 cast was announced, and she says that we will see her and Kody butt heads. Then Gia Giudice, Teresa Giudice's daughter, started dropping some tea that Kody wasn't exactly easy to get along with, and Kody actually answered Gia back during this press tour. So Gia was asked about past remarks she made about Kody, and this is what she had to say.
Maybe I was just saying, like, people obviously had some issues with him. Like, there were just scenarios, which you guys will see on Special Forces, where maybe he wasn't being like the best team player and he wasn't looking out for the people who were on his team, and more so just looking out for himself and like the end goal to win. When you had other people on your team, like, we're trying our best and we're struggling a little bit, like, let us catch our breath. Like, we lost this one already. Like, let's just like make it up the hill smoothly. So there were just like some things where I think, you know, a couple of the cast members were like, okay, but there's no beef with Kody. I think we're all kind of just like, it's okay, but I wouldn't say that he was the best team player.
That's fair.
In certain situations, you know, I think he was trying to be, and then at certain points, like, things would pop out, and then it would, you know, get some people a little annoyed. But we really had such an amazing cast. Kody still, like, did help me during some challenges. So no matter what, like, we all stuck together. And in the end, you know, we were all looking out for each other, so.
Gia saying that Kody was only looking out for himself and he was ignoring other people on the team that may have been struggling a little bit. Isn't that just reminiscent of what we've witnessed on Sister Wives for the last 15 years? And Christine confirmed this is how it's always been in her book. Every move, of which there were a lot, every superfluous purchase that wasn't food, it was always to benefit Kody first and foremost. Kody was asked about what Gia has been saying about him, and I found his answer pretty interesting.
I didn't consider that a clash, but okay, tell me what. Well, I'm Gen X and half the cast was Gen Z. You know, I'm like, I don't know. I felt like, you know, I got along. I honestly felt like I got along with Gia. Just like there was a point where we're forced to make a choice about something, and I just got as deadly honest about it as I could. And so it's like, I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know how to handle certain things, and I didn't know how to manage confrontation afterwards about why did you pick me? Well, we live in a modern world. There's things I cannot say. Why? I'm just like, because you remind me of my daughter, and I wouldn't ever let her get on that plane. You know, so in reality, it was like, it's a tough world, you know, like it'll surprise you who is strong in some places and who is weak in places you wouldn't have expected them to be. Mm-hmm. Well, I was surprised when some of our peers tapped out because they hadn't been pushed. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like, stick it out, man.
Yeah.
And I really, in the beginning, I naively thought, wouldn't it be cool if we graduated or, you know, selected more people than ever on Special Forces? Like, I was like, wouldn't it be cool if there's like 5 of us or 6 of us or 10 of us? It's just naive, you know? And so it's like, I wanted everybody to be there. The party was funner with everyone. Yeah. And so I was just like, there was a point for me where there was a realization that all of us had more gas than we believed. And you just have to mind over body. And I just, on that belief, I naively thought, well, we could all make it.
Kody should have said, gee, I'm a narcissist, not, oh golly, it must be because I'm Gen X. Like I said, Gen Xers have been in my comment section and they are loudly replying, she doesn't even go here, when Kody tries to hide behind it just being generational differences. Kody saying he felt like he got along with Gia was also super reminiscent of his interactions with his family on Sister Wives. Everyone in his orbit is miserable interacting with him, and he is like, oh wow, I thought we were all having a great time. It makes you wonder just how copacetic everything is inside the McMansion, doesn't it? But let's move on to this sit-down interview that Kody did, where he is asked about lots of things, from his relationship with Robyn to his kids to his faith and the season 20 trailer, and if we will in fact see him ever court another woman.
And can you talk about, did you form any friendships on the show? Were there any feuds that you can tease? I feel like it might be an intense environment.
Yeah, it's a very intense environment. You don't feud, you don't fuel a feud in this environment. It's a team thing. Though it's a competition, it's not against each other. It's for the success of all of you. And once in a while, the DS would say, everybody on or every man for himself, or it was a team thing, or everybody for themselves. But in the entire experience, you're rooting for everybody there. And they even challenge that. They find a way to emotionally challenge you by picking somebody to not be part of the group. And that was ridiculously hard. And that I didn't see coming.
It sounds like Mr. Used to Being the Sun everyone orbits around is going to experience being the last one picked for a team. I would think that this experience would be a huge ego check. And Kody says all the right things, acknowledging the game is designed to break you down in order to build you up. But I don't think that you can coach the narcissism out of someone. Since filming Special Forces, it seems like Kody has settled back into life with his fan club, and he's perfectly happy with the few people that he lives with that continue to feed his ego.
Now, has Robyn seen the show? What was her reaction when she found out you were going to be on it?
Her initial reaction was certainly like, we're going to have to talk about this. Okay. But then I think that she saw where I was going, and the fact that it is almost something I needed, that I said, we're going to have to talk about this. And she's like, no, I've already lost you to this. I'm not going to stop this from happening.
Do you think she'd ever want to be on it? Can you see her being on the show? I know, maybe not.
Robyn, I've seen her in childbirth, so I know how tough she is, because she had children without a whimper. Okay. On the other hand, she's a very, very tender soul, and this is a very mean environment. Not against your peers, but it's an environment designed to break you, so it is cruel to you and your peers. I would never want her to be in that environment.
Yeah, and you and her have such a strong bond. What do you think is the key to your long-lasting relationship? I feel like we've seen so much with you over the years with her.
Vulnerability. I'm naturally vulnerable, and she loves that about me. And so I lay my burdens at her feet, and she is sweet about it.
And fans did see that you were considering maybe opening up your marriage again.
No, I wasn't ever considering it.
Okay, so that was just a tease.
It was kind of, Robyn and I are married, we're lovers, we have a great relationship and everything like that, and getting attention from another woman still, it's dangerous. But it's like, so I'm like, hey, sweetheart, this woman emailed me and she's like telling me that I should get back in my faith, or in our religion, or this kind of thing. And it was just an experience where the woman was well-meaning in every way. She was kind of telling me to sort of, from a religious perspective, she was saying sort of repent. And I'm like, I just felt like, I've been there, done that. And I'm just telling Robyn, because it's kind of a funny thing to discuss. And I think Robyn and I have such deep ties to this polygamous culture. And we had a lot of happiness during that experience that it's hard to get it out of our system, so to speak. And so it was simply a curiosity. We've had, both of us have been approached this way about people potentially coming into our family. And it doesn't feel very realistic to me at this point because of the trappings of fame, if you understand what I'm saying with that. that it was like this can't be something that we could rely on, even though it's a couple of them were from people that were embedded most likely in the culture of plural marriage.
So apparently Robyn told Kody that she realized she lost Kody to even the idea of being on the show. That's how obsessed Kody was with going on Special Forces. I am glad Kody did acknowledge the badassery of giving birth. I criticized him for that in my last video. But then you guys, Kody goes on to say he's naturally vulnerable. Sir, do not piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. Be so for real. This is interesting though. Kody says getting attention from another woman could be dangerous. And you guys, I have been saying this. Fidelity is not a word in Kody's vocabulary. He could absolutely be tempted to stray from his marriage if the right woman came along. He has been conditioned to know that he can sleep around and it's a holy act. Robyn never had to feel the pang of betrayal or the sting of jealousy because she was always the other woman Kody was cheating with. Yes, she stayed his mistress. She intentionally set up her household that way. That made her alluring and exciting for Kody. She was always an escape. But Kody thinking that he's just too famous to practice polygamy certainly gave me a chuckle. Don't get it twisted. We all would question the motives of anyone who would venture into dating Kody after seeing him on Sister Wives for the last 15 years. But I do think we can all agree that a bit of clout would be an acceptable consolation prize. Also, I feel bad for all wives in polygamy because it has to be so unsettling knowing that just because your husband is married to you and possibly other women, that doesn't take him off the market. Apparently, you're going to be constantly fending off women who think, you know, let me join that family because I think the guy's cute or he has money or whatever. And to be fair to Kody, it would also be annoying for the man because you can never be like, no, thank you, I'm married. That's not a hindrance to sleeping with other women in Kody's culture. So if you turn down a woman's advances, she must be really unappealing to Kody or the family for whatever reason. I have to imagine that that would be really annoying.
We went through a nasty breakup with the cell of Coyote Pass is what happened. And after that experience, I did some self-reflecting. Even had my beautiful wife, Robyn, say, you're not the guy. That's not who I married. Why are you behaving this way? And I had to reflect, and I just felt like the deep spiritual sense that I needed to apologize.
I was going to ask about that because I saw that you offered up some apologies. What was that experience like, and like why was that the move that you wanted to make?
It was a very hard experience because these people that I'm apologizing to are still very mad. What was the second part of the question?
Oh, I was just, why was this the time that you wanted to make these apologies?
Because I wanted to have the whole experience with me going to Special Forces in a way was like if I could, a phoenix metaphor. I wanted to burn my old self down.
Okay, a new era.
A new era and rise again. From the ashes, and because this experience has been very painful, it's been very dark for 5 years. It was very hard, sad, frustrating. I reacted mostly in anger, which really just reflected almost like it was just completely bad behavior. And what it was just a lot of expression of pain. I was an open walking wound of emotion, and I wanted that healing so much. I was tired of all the backstabbing between us. And just wanted to say, I am sorry. I apologize for my part. It is very deeply spiritual to me to, to make this right with myself, with my wife, with God, and my exes.
Are you hopeful that maybe you could have a friendship with any of them in the future? Or are you moving on to a new chapter with Robyn?
Definitely a new chapter with Robyn. Robyn and I have plans, dreams and goals that we have that we share, and we still are raising young children together. I would like to have a friendly relationship with all my exes.
Notice how the first person Kody needed to make things right with on his apology tour was himself. Kody will always be Kody's number one. And for that reason and so many other reasons, this is why this apology tour just rings hollow. I would think when Kody is making the rounds to patch things up with his ex-wives, it's not to necessarily be friends with them, but to find a way to coexist at family functions because he has children with all of these women. But Christine has let us know that that hasn't happened. Her kids are still devastated with where their relationship is at with Kody, which makes this exchange during Kody's interview kind of strange.
And jumping back to Special Forces, I know you brought up your kids. Have any of them, do they have any idea of like what's going on with Special Forces? Are they going to be watching?
Well, I've talked to some of my children about it, and some of them have been excited because look, Dad's interacting with somebody that I follow or I watch or something like this. And I think that it's the idea of the show Special Forces is intriguing in every way, just with the way it's produced. But then if you know somebody or follow somebody or are interested in somebody who's part of it, that's even more so, because it's a dynamic that would put every one of the cast members, all 18 of us, are in a place different than we have ever been with what we do.
I think it's fair to say that Kody has no idea who his OG kids follow on social media. So when he says his kids, he's only talking about Robyn's kids, which that is pretty tragic and dark if you ask me. After all of the tragedy this family has endured, Kody hasn't course corrected or tried to make amends with his 13 other kids born to other women besides his last wife standing. No, instead, he's just phasing his entire original family out entirely, including the children, because now he's only referring to Robyn's kids as his children. That is really freaking sad, man. As always, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Check out my second channel, Sarah Spills, my podcast, Mostly Harmless, and our website, level42studios.com. Links to all of that will be in the description of this video. Follow me on Instagram, Threads, X, and TikTok at Reality Squad, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.